Hello all, Game Methuselah here. Wanted to talk to you real briefly about a couple things. One in sort of the miniature painting avenue again. First thing, had lunch with Matt a couple days ago, and this was an old figure that Steve Kish painted for him back in 2004. He went by the moniker of Was really good, really excellent paint job. It is now sat for, I guess, 14 years with Matt Coville on his desks in various tight places. It's obviously gotten dropped, had breakage along the wings and stuff and the tail. Somebody had patched it. So, that unfortunately sort of modified the paint a bit. Had some dings and dents. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is, since I have Steve Kish's original paints, and I'm one of the few people I would feel would at least be confident enough to paint one of his figs again. I'm not going to repaint. Steve's stuff was just way too good. This figure was faded a lot because it was out in sunlight, so a lot of the real beauty of the detail work he had done has been lost. But it's a really beautiful figure. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. I think it's one of the best black dragons I'd ever seen. Very old school, metal wings, incredibly top heavy, likely the reason it got broken. But I'm going to go ahead and try to patch the pieces that are broken back together, fix some of that, clean it up, get some of the dirt off it, the many, many years of dust, and then more than likely put some new ground cover on it and get it back to Matt so he can put it back on his desk again for another 14 years. But really what I wanted to talk about, and I gathered what some people might be more interested about, is this. This is the Ruby Dragon that Matt had produced for MCDM. That you guys all did on the Kickstart. I'm guessing by looking at the print on the box that this is more than likely a production proof. I don't know for sure. Didn't ask Matt. He didn't tell me. I'm hoping it isn't the original, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's a machine proof. So I'm going to go ahead then and stop this, reverse the camera, and I'll show you how I'm going to assemble it. I was pretty amazed when I saw it. I not always thrilled with Dragon miniatures. They tend to usually get put together poorly, and you got a lot of putty work to do, a lot of seam correction, and then you have to worry about being top heavy and all. This was kind of pretty smartly done, and when I show you how it assembles, I think you'll be kind of amazed because there's going to be almost no additional work required other than just gluing the piece together. Okay, to get us started, this is going to be the adult Ruby Dragon for MCMD, your Kickstarter reward. I want to go ahead and take a quick look at it. Again, as I said, I was kind of surprised when I first saw it because, again, most dragons tend to be pretty poor because you have a lot of body work to do. But whoever the sculptor was on this thing, I think was pretty masterful. As I looked at it to look at getting ready to the assembly, I figured, well, it was going to be a lot of putty work. But then what I ended up finding out is that's not so much. The pieces that are here seem to be designed to fit really, really snug. So if you look at the arms, all you do is you put the pieces lined up and then push. The pieces go in. The only place you're going to have any sort of heavy view is going to be here and here, but it holds in pretty tight. The pieces are not going to have a lot of fill requirement, and they're also going to stay in place without any amounts of glue, so you're not going to have things sort of falling off as you're assembling it. The tail's pretty standard. It's just basically a big plug. It plugs in, as you can see. Again, pretty much standard. It's not going to stand up on its own with a little glue, but you can sort of see that it's going to end up working. The pieces fit really nice. There's not a whole lot of gap, so I think, again, the seam work is going to be very minimal. The back wing, very much like the arms, fits in this way here like this. Again, you just push, and it goes right in. The pieces fit pretty good. Again, like I said, minimal seams, so I think you're going to be pretty happy with the outcome. I'm not seeing a whole lot of flash. I'm not seeing a lot of prep work that's going to have to be done to get this dragon ready. Now, I'm not sure if this is a proof or not, so I'm not sure how much effort they put together. I'm thinking that they might have tried to put it together as best they can to impress Matt, but I think you'll see that most of the product should come out exactly this way. The last thing I saw, which was the one that impressed me the most, other than the fact that I can't can't seem to find out where to put the tail in, is the head. Usually one of the biggest problems, because it's the focal point on a miniature, is how the head works. You glue it on, it either can flop off or fall off, or it doesn't look real good. And I was amazed when I saw this, because what this does is it pushes into a holder. And the neat thing about it is, once it's in, there's really no gap at all, going all the way around, because only under the piece can you actually, under the neck, can you actually see here at all where the pieces come together. All around, they come up as like a cowl that fits over the head of the miniature. Now, I'm going to go ahead and assemble these and get it cleaned up and make sure it's all ready and prepped up to paint. I don't think I'm going to shoot painting on this camera. I mean, as you guys know, most of my videos are done on a phone. So I'm hoping to find a better camera. Maybe I can borrow one of Matt's, or what I'll do is hopefully by the time I get it prepped up here in the next day or so, his studio will be going sufficiently that maybe I can go down there and do a demo bit and work on one of his wider screen cameras. Because my field is so narrow that, as you've seen in any other painting videos I've done, really, really difficult for me to keep it in focus of the focal area. But the bottom line of it is, so far, I'm really impressed with the piece. All the pieces look really clean. They all fit together really good. They stay together nice. They don't require a lot of effort. And I think once it's put together, you're not going to see any breakage because it's a plastic material. It's not going to be very top heavy. So you're not going to have a situation like you have with the big black dragon I'm going to be fixing on, where it tends to fall apart. So I will go ahead and do this. I'll likely show you a picture of it once I get it assembled so you guys can see it again. And if you want to watch it all on Twitter, on Game with Lou, Jim Murphy of Game with Lou's, I'll likely take more pictures of it and keep putting it up there as we're going. So I'll shoot it as a video as I can. And then the rest of it I'll do as still photos, so hopefully you guys can get a see of it. But I think you guys are going to be all really impressed. I'm looking forward to seeing the other ones. I am assuming that they have not come out yet in production. But I think this is going to be well worth waiting for. And as you can see, Matt's been steaming away at full speed to make sure you guys get your product as fast as possible. So I'm excited to play with this. I think it'll be fun. I'm going to go ahead and paint it up as the Ruby Dragon. So we'll have to work on some little gem technology here. But again, I'm going to speed paint it for you. I figured like this, I would normally spend a lot of time painting and really kind of go for the higher technique. But truthfully, I'd like to speed paint it because I know Matt's going to end up having a lot of pro painters who are going to end up painting a lot of these things so you can have them on demonstrations and shows. But I'd rather make it so something I feel that most anybody can do out of the box to make the best paint job you can for somebody who might not be as experienced as some of the big pro painters you're likely to see. Anyway, I want to keep this short. I hope I have done so. Only other thing I really liked is I like the plastic base with a gap in the bottom, so that means I can easily apply magnets underneath and I don't get any extra height. Now that's really appealing to me because all my other figures tend to have a lot higher because my magnets fit on the bottom. I'm used to the weights and the size, so that's the way it is. But for you guys, it might be nice. You can get some of the little metal magnets and stick them underneath, and that should be able to hold your miniatures in transporting them in metal boxes. Anyway, have a good one, guys. I will be working on this and the other Black Dragon, and hopefully we'll have some stuff for you soon. So fight me, devils, fight, for I hate peace. Paint on.